you did? Oh, fucking killer.
Yeah, he did it looks really good.
Welcome to Gravel Trap Legends, round 2 of the Group 5 Championship here with Gravel Trap Legends at Nordschleife Historic 1971. I'm your host tonight, Neil Haynes, and welcome Mitch as ever back in the commentary. Welcome, Mitch.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have you. But we've also got special guests after hot from his GT3 win at the ANZ CRL Daytona 2.4 on the weekend. We have got Magic Mass. Welcome, Magic.
Hello, everyone. Great to be here for tonight's race.
Yeah, it should be a good race. If that intro did not get your heart thumping for this race around the Nordschleife, nothing will. It should be an interesting race. 5 laps around this circuit. As you can see, it's a 22, just under shy of 23 kilometres, 160 turns to try and memorise or just get a feel for this circuit. 5 laps is probably not going to be enough for some of these drivers, especially in these very loose and fast, powerful Group 5 cars. So we should see some action, I would say, in this 40-plus minute race, fellas. So what's your thoughts, how things might shape up tonight?
Well,
Yeah.
I was going to... Oh, sorry, Mitch, you go.
I reckon we will see a couple cars go off, definitely.
Yeah, there's some tricky corners there, that's for sure. And while we're just getting ready for some last part of the qualifying, here we can have a look at a couple of these great mod cars that you can find. Thunder Flash, of these Group 5 cars ported over from Project Cars 2, and there's some classics out there. And mate, these cars, they're basically a shell with a body of a car that would probably run around back in the day on the streets, but inside of these cars was nothing like the production-based car at all. These things were souped up with as much power, many turbos, big fat tires. Anything you may think of was actually included in these cars. After the first round that we had at the Cleveland airport, Esky Man took out that victory. Cuckoo was second and Gunner in third. So there's plenty on offer for this run here. We've got many of these top runners here tonight. So let's hit the stream and see what's coming up on the circuit here as we pick up Christopher Razor in the Momo Porsche. Had a bit of a bad luck race in that first one, Mitch. Cleveland, but came back strong in the second race.
Yeah, he definitely did. Like I said, he had a bit of bad luck in race 1, but he was able to come back in race 2, which was good to see.
Yeah, bouncing over the curbs there, Magic, something that you're used to in the rally cars. But I'll tell you what, these cars here, as you can see, they're not designed to do what we just saw as Christopher almost goes over into the guardrail in fence.
Just about himself to the. Yeah, like you said, these cars are not designed to jump and take the suspension loaded. The old cars is probably breaking into pieces as expected. But it's going to be a very interesting tonight. I was very impressed by Esky last week with his performance in those 2 races.
Yeah, he was the man to beat. He was really came to fore in these Group 5s. He really enjoyed himself. Just looking down the order here, it doesn't like, Esky's actually on pole position over Gunner at this stage as we just ride in on board here, but he's obviously got that time in, which brought him up onto pole position, I think. So Cuckoo coming down the Dockner straight. And this straight here, fellas, is roughly I think it's about 2 kilometres long, if not a little bit more. So it's pretty hairy.
I think, is he backing out or he's going to back out?
Yeah, it'll be fairly difficult to get some of these cars through these corners as well. So a lot of horsepower. And I don't think these cars were really made for too much steering around like here at the Nordschleife. So we're going to see some cars, I think, get kept to the air as well through some of the humps and bumps around this circuit. So I guess we'll have to keep our eyes peeled to the cameras and see what happens. And this is them coming around here now, I think, to start a new lap.
Oh, Jesus, just wheel spinning with these cars.
Yeah, so 4 minutes remaining. We're going to have a little bit here. There's a lot of cars in the pit lane, so there's going to be a few still out on the circuit trying to get that last time in, because I'll tell you what, the first sector, fellas, around this circuit is very hard to overtake as well. So I think a good grid position is very much on the cards here that most people will be wanting. You don't want to be stuck down the mid-pack in this start of this race.
Absolutely, because once you go halfway in the race, you've got to make a lot of ground, especially a massive track like this. You're going to be difficult to make up for that time around here.
Yeah, and speaking of these cars not designed to go over the curbs, especially the curbs on these older race tracks, it's quite high and quite aggressive as well.
Well, they sure are. And talking about aggressive, Cuckoo had all 4 wheels up in the air over the hump. And I tell you what, he was lucky to hold on to that. He was drifted right out onto the edge of the grass as the car was trying to get itself back onto solid ground. A feeling that you don't really want to have too much in this race, but I'll tell you what, these guys are going to go hard. Wait to see a sector time come up somewhere along here, hopefully, to see how Cuckoo's opened up the first part of this circuit.
Ria's a bit tailor happy with his car the whole lap so far. I'm not sure he's lost a bit of time with like that.
Yeah, I think the cars here, they're sort of handling them not too bad, with a little bit of it being a bit sideways. As we know, it is a long circuit as well, but that's 7:29 we saw already from Esky Man. That's a pretty impressive time. And Cuckoo's 5 and a bit seconds off that time, so we're trying to see how he can get this Datsun around.
Yeah. I think he can still make up time, just gotta keep it together the rest of the laps.
Yeah, exactly, and look at that sunshine as well, making things a little bit difficult coming into these shadows.
Yeah, but this actually makes me want to do some laps around Nordschleife at some point, because it's such a like it's such an iconic track in motorsport.
Well, it's a challenge, isn't it? It's you against the track, really. The Green Hill, they call it, in obvious reasons, as it goes through the forest here. Obviously famous for the Nordschleife 24 that they do with the GT3s. Big popular race. There's a couple of the Aussies go over for as well to try and challenge themselves.
There's a long ways around this track would definitely be a challenge.
Yeah, it's something that I believe that the ACC's bringing out the Nordschleife as well into the game. And I'm sure when that comes out on ACC, there'll be a lot of groups wanting to run some endurance style races on that, especially driver swaps and all that. But that'll be a challenge. It'll be interesting to see what type of people will actually take to that sort of circuit or not, because going away from a 2-minute lap around Spa to probably a 7-minute lap around here at the Nordschleife, I guess only a select few people really want to take that challenge on.
Only a certain amount of people would want to take the challenge on.
I'd put my hand up.
Same here.
So we've got Cuckoo in this Bob Sharp Racing Datsun Classic livery. Seeing what he can do. He's probably the man that can try and topple Esky Man. We haven't been able to see any sector times pop up, or I haven't seen any sector times pop up at this stage.
No, I don't see any time popping up though. But he's still going hard, so I presume he's improved time a bit. The question is how much he has improved by.
Yeah, he's obviously got the time, because otherwise he would have backed out by now, as we know. But yeah, definitely pushing. So his delta on his screen obviously is showing a positive. Or you'd say a negative, because that's what you want. You don't want a positive. But yeah, obviously a positive figure for himself.
I'm wondering if Stu's doing a lap, and maybe the other boys as well. I know Stu's in the pit, because I just said that.
Yeah, the old commentator's curse. You've already started a Magic, but we don't know if he hit the wall or if he's just decided to come into the pits course. Maybe his delta was down. But here we go through the mini carousel. We're getting close to the end of this lap here, as we've been watching Cuckoo for a full lap around here. We're assuming that he's up for his fastest lap, so it's been good to watch. Oh, see the rear just come right off the ground there. as he now comes through the hedges of the Donington Straight. And people might be thinking, oh, this doesn't look like the Nordschleife they're used to, as this is in AMS2. This is the historical version from back in 1971, I think it was.
Yeah,
So it's a different layout.
yeah, with is the forcing, which is most known for the historic F1 races around this place.
So what's he got in store here? Where will we see him? Is he going over the strip here? Oh, it wasn't enough, but he shaved 3 seconds off his best time, but still in third position. But that was still a healthy lap of a 7-minute 32.8. How about that, guys? We're saying 7 minutes for a lap. That's insane.
That's pretty impressive, especially with a ski lap hitting the sub 7-minute 30 as well. So I think he'd be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, I definitely will be. And did you see those temperatures too? This is winter setting. It's the current date, so it's their winter. Only 5 to 7 degrees out there. So we're looking at 12 p.m. So midday, the sun's out. As hot as it's going to be, clear skies. And let's go through the run through here. We've obviously got Esky Man on pole. Gunner's the second man on the grid alongside him. I'm not too sure how they're going to start. I think they may be just starting off the green without the rolling start. Otherwise, they may roll off from somewhere and then get the start when they come back around the loop, because it's only a little loop that they do from the start here. So Cuckoo, as we were on board there, the 33 Bob Sharp. Then we've got the BMW up there with the bloody 9. Looking nice in the number 51. Then Christopher Razor in that Momo Porsche. We're looking forward to seeing how he performs tonight. Alongside him, left. He's not quite on the left, guys. He's on the right. But there we go. Left is a great driver there on that third row. He's on the fourth row in the sister car of Cuckoo. And then Zach 18 in that nice classic BMW livery that we see on many games. So that's nice to see Zach in that one on the fourth row. His mate behind, well, not quite behind him, but on the fifth row in probably a very striking livery here. This is the Ford Zach Speed car, the 55 of Mark 860, and he's partnered alongside in the other Zach Speed of Smithy in the 43. So we've got a couple of Fords coming up here. Zachy 3 is another one in the Zach Speed. So it's probably why he's in the Zach Speed. So Zachy, pretty dad jokey there. Stu in the Porsche in one of the long tails. And Rangy Rover in a BMW. Truey in a BMW. Baron B looks like he's in the Porsche. Another Porsche from Mika, the Unicorn. Joshua Hill, and here they go. So Esky Man takes off. So it looks like they're going to do, I wasn't quite queued up with race control, guys, but I'm pretty sure that they may just get around this little loop. I go on board. I think they just come around. They come back onto the circuit on the right here. So I'm assuming that they're going to go around this loop and then start on the straight when they come back around. So as you can see, they will come back around where this camera is. So as we know, it's a very tight first opening part of the circuit. So we're going to see a little bit of an action. We do have the gravel trap safety car in operation up until the last 5 minutes of the race. So I'm not too sure. It could even be just the last lap. They may only have it up till, because it's not a time race, this one.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming when they start lap 5, that'll be it. There'll be no more safety cars.
Yes, and I reckon we will see at least one safety car.
Yeah,
wow,
so here we go, Esky Mans.
Poor reaction from Gunn. Christian had a mighty start though. Jumping to second ahead of Cuckoo, floating third. Bloody 9 still staying same. as kids as well.
Oh, I think
Oh,
I'm not too sure if I saw accident. I could hear some banging going on, but I think that might have just been a few cars. But here we go, still moving on. It looks like they're all filtering through. There's some stagglers in the back of the grid there, but it looks like at the moment Eski's taken that lead nice and cleanly, took off, and as you said, Magic got Gunner napping, caught him napping, and Christopher was ready to go, and he jumped from 6th position, I think it was, all the way up to 2nd, so made 4 positions. And look
yeah,
at him
very
just get
good.
airborne.
Oh wow. The question is, does Christopher has pace to keep up with Esky Man? And how much pace does Gunner has as
Oh, his
well?
cars
Jesus.
are all over the shot here at the moment. I'm not too sure who we're trying to pick up there, but it's the camera's not picking, but I think there was a car on the barrier after coming over the hump.
Yeah, 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 yes, and, that hump is one of the reasons why this layout of Nordschleife was so dangerous, because cars would just get airborne and then just go off into the barrier.
Yeah, exactly right. I think they trimmed out that hump a little bit over the time, but Christopher's still doing a good job there out there in second. Gun 180's trying to see if he can make amends from his poor start, but I think he'd be happy where he is right at this stage. He sort of knows he's got a quality driver behind him in Keys and the bloody 9 in front of him, so he knows he's safe from anyone from really making a mistake, missing a corner or something around this circuit. So he'll probably find himself in good company here at the moment. We saw
Yeah, plus
a very aggressive move, I think, from Zach 18 on Mark 860, but it was a nice move, and he's actually got away by, what is it, about a second or so now on Mark, so...
yeah, he's done a pretty aggressive start, is Zach. So maybe watch out towards the later the race with the Beamer. But as we see, the gap between Esky and Christian is just growing just a little bit. As before was second half, now it's gone over 2 second, or 2.5 second now.
Yeah, Christopher's looks like he's starting to become under the watchful eye of this man Cuckoo, who we watched that last lap to see if he can get that pole position, but he's got some pace here in race trim. I think this is the corner here that we were talking about earlier about Nicky Lauder having the fireball accident. If anyone in the chat knows exactly where it was, I think it's around here somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's around here. Yeah, just here. No, just I reckon it's just right there, just a moment ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Biggest
before
win.
the carousel, and they're making their run up the hill here. It's a big climb as they keep climbing and climbing. It just keeps going the elevation slowly as they're making their way up now, up to around probably the 8 kilometre mark. Well, actually past the 8 kilometre mark, up around the 11 kilometres of this circuit.
Yeah, I think Kuki want to try to overtake Christopher as soon as he can now. So now it's grown to 3 seconds now.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
And that's what we were saying earlier. You don't want to be caught down in this mid-pack with some of these fast drivers because they can get away fairly quickly, especially through this tight stuff where, you know, the faster guys may just have that extra speed, but get caught behind a car. It's so hard to overtake with this circuit.
yeah, it's still second between Zach and Mark, just over a second now. And just quite a thing going on through the midfield. It's pretty tight through there.
Yeah, just picking up some of that battle in the midfield there, Magic, as you were saying. We got left in this Porsche, just holding off Joshua Hill, but he's also trying to chase down Stu, who's just in front, and Rangey's doing good in the top 10 as well.
Yeah, he's doing very good. But yeah, these trios have a little bit ding dong. Yeah, but now, oh Jesus, 4.5 seconds between Eski and Kushta, as the Eski is really trying to pull the pin now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he maybe made a little bit of an error because it looks like the bloody 9 has caught up. And talking about this, almost 3 wide. Sorry, I'm not too sure about where we are on the circuit. I
Oh,
do have a
weapon.
the map. Should have had the map up earlier.
Oh, what happened to Hill? Did he did a little bit of Tokyo drift with that smoke?
But sorry about the
But
map display on the screen, guys. It's fairly light, but we can obviously see the red dots of where everyone is spaced out. And you can obviously see this mid-pack is going to be a sensational race for these 5 laps around here. Now, if you're in a car, what would the car be of choice, Mitch? If you had the choice here, we've got obviously Esky-Man in that Ford Zac Speed, and we've got a couple of the Nissans and the Datsun, and then a couple of Porsches. Have you got a preference of car that you'd love to give a go around here?
I I would go. I would go the Nissan.
Yeah, nice choice, the Nissan. The Nissan obviously is a different one to the Datsun, even though Nissan and Datsun learned, but they got the Nissan of Gun 180, the all red car. What about you, Magic? What's your choice if you could jump in one of these cars and take for a fang around here at the Nordschleife?
the Beamer, to be honest, as oh geez, Cuckoo went really wide there. Then I'll position for gun.
Yeah, the BMW does look a nice, neat little package of a car. May not have the outright speed, but obviously the bloody 9's doing a good job. And he'll obviously just tuck in for the toe down the Donaghur straight, and he hasn't lost any ground, so obviously got the challenge of Kiz in that Datsun behind him. But once the car, this BMW, gets loaded up in the tricky parts of this circuit, I think the BMW would be the car of choice for sure. As we're just looking at
Oh
Esky
geez,
Man.
I think W9 went wide. I just saw him went wide.
Yeah, the cameras don't pick us up there. We have to go on board as we can just see the bloody 9. Oh, look at the gutter in here. That's a car killer.
Yeah, I just saw her seeing that. Yeah, the angle. I think he might have went too deep, or would he just try to prevent from his having an attack on him?
Yeah, so he's dropped a ton of his spots. So from 3rd position, or 4th position, I think it may have been, all the way down to 9. So that's cost the bloody 9 a big chunk of time. And we're just talking up the BMW. Now he's going to have to do it all over again through the twisty parts and see if he can actually make some ground back on Mark 860 and up to Zac 18, who's a couple of positions up in front of him, about 3 seconds in front.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And here's the fact about this track for the people wasn't the ads coming out of the Domo hairpin is named after F1 racing Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, what a driver Michael was. So look, here we got the bloody 9. Now's got the move done on Mark 860. So the little BMW.
Still going on between Zac to Stu, 12 and 14. There's only about 2 seconds of the gap, but. And now I see that Gunn is pressuring on Crisper as well. Only a couple of tenths away.
Yeah, Gunner's got a little bit of, it looks like a little bit of sideways action going on with maybe his connection, because a little jitters going on here and there. But that's just generally Tasmanian internet for you. But maybe not generally in Tasmania, but where Gunner is in his little area. Obviously not the greatest internet, but look, he's still going good there. But I did see his car moving around earlier, so he gets little spots every now and then. You can just see how the car's just not quite planted. So that's a bit of a distraction sometimes for other drivers.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more difficult for like Cuckoo to maybe pick opportunity when if Gunn or Chris would make a mistake because of the little bit dodgy connection. So, but that doesn't look too bad, to be honest.
Now we have got a yellow flag on our screens there, back down a little bit, but I was just marvelling of the view earlier. You got the snow on the Alps, on the hills in the background, and that yellow flag has now been released. So that would have been one of those drivers further down the order and absolutely airborne coming down the hill from there, the drop.
Just losing the rear bit.
Yeah, it's a hard part of the circuit, even the general circuit now, to get the power down sometimes coming up the hill there, and this corner can catch you out here too. The Bergwerk corner.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try overtake Chris around this straight. This has got a bit of guts down the straight.
Yeah, so it's all uphill rise, and I think you're right, but the Nissan may just have that little bit more power, but it is a bit bigger car. The Porsche seems to be fairly nimble, so he might be able to get through these corners just that little bit faster here, Magic. So even though Gun's got that outright grunt in the Nissan, the Porsche might be able to just keep that power on that little bit better. We can just see Esky Man, he's having a nice run out in front, 5 seconds from this battle for second.
Yeah, I don't think Esty is not. I think the first lap he's trying to push a bit of gap, and now I think he just try and manage a bit of gap between him and the Chris and Gun and Cuckoo at the moment.
Yeah, smart driving.
Not only that, it's also helped just preserve the tyres as well.
Yeah, exactly right. We're not too sure if these guys are going to need to stop for tyres. They haven't had to do it in the shorter races, but obviously this is a little bit longer. They had the shorter 20-minute races at the Cleveland airport. I didn't get any feedback from the drivers about tyre wear around that circuit. But obviously this is roughly a 40 to 45-minute race, just a single race, 5 laps. It'll be interesting to see if we see anyone come in for tyres here.
Yeah, well, depending about the wear is as well. I'm not sure there's an option to go with soft or hard tyres with these cars. But it's really pressuring on Chris to make a mistake now.
I think Mitch was saying that Christopher is a pretty hard racer, as Mitch has had some battles with Christopher over the times on the sim. Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's going.
yeah,
Oh no, Gun!
Oh, Gun 180.
Did a
Just-
180.
Yes. That,
No, I just saw him just going wide. I thought he was just trying to take the different line, but he just carried just a little bit too much speed and went on the grass.
It looks like this is going to be a handful, guys. He's got probably the best time to have had that accident. He's only got, what, probably 8 kilometres or so to get to the end, to get to the pit stop. So 8 kilometres seems a long way, but not when you think the circuit for a lap around here is just shy of 23 kilometres. So he's just coming through that mini carousel now and up over the rise here. Then he gets onto that big Donginga straight. But
Lots of repairs. These races he's gonna be at the bottom by the time we exit.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to keep trying to push for another lap with his damage. I think he's got to play it safe, get in for repairs, but he'll be gutted about that. He was trying to put that pressure on Christopher, but I think you picked it up earlier, Magic, that the car was moving around a little bit. Gunner had a little bit of a lively rear end on that car, but probably not so bad as Cuckoo's though. We've seen Cuckoo out pretty wide in this Datsun. On the qualifying lap, we were on board with Cuckoo. He was very sideways through a few parts of the circuit.
Yeah, Cuckoo's keeping it clean so far, so I think he doesn't want to move the tyres too much, because then you just get overheated and lose even more time that way. So I think you're just trying to keep it steady as much as you can. I think Gunn just no, he's boarding the pit.
No, he's not going in. So that's interesting. He's going to try and push on, but I think Zach 18's licking his lips here underneath that helmet of his. As Cuckoo just gets a little bit ragged on the exit. He lost a bit of time to Christopher. This is a good little battle here. We've seen Zaki 3 actually dropped. I think Zaki 3's dropped down the order. Oh, and who's coming? That's Zaki 3 coming in for a pit stop.
I don't see any damage on his car. Is he just getting tyres done, or
maybe he forgot to load up fuel or something during his loading up his setup, maybe before the race. But geez, it's a narrow pit lane. We're not used to that, are we, guys?
Yeah.
In the modern day circuits now.
No,
oh Jesus?
and it's absolutely crazy to think that F1 cars used to be small enough to fit in that pit lane.
Yeah, exactly. They were a lot smaller back in the day, not like they are now. They seem a lot larger than what they used to be.
They are just shy of 800 kilograms now.
Yeah, the Formula 1 cars are a light little piece of work here as we're riding on board Rangy Rover as he's chasing down Mark 860.
Yeah. There's a battle going on between Zach and Gunn now. So I saw Zach was trying to overtake Gunn just before, and he completed the move. Oh, Jesus!
Talking about a move, we've got a big moment here. We've got a car on its side, Mark 860, I think it might be, trying to pick it up. He is not going anywhere. Oh, you got that reset car. It's that's tough there. I think Rangy's just waiting for him.
Yeah.
Oh, Rangy's not moving at all. Has he got going?
No, he's got going.
Oh, he's gonna. We've got two BMWs in the same format we saw earlier. I think it was Joshua Hill. He's lost his front bonnet and everything. And if we look at Rangy Rover, he's doing exactly the same thing. So he's pulled over to the side. I don't think Rangy can get to the pits here. I think we're going to see another retirement here, guys. That's unfortunate. Yeah, back into the pits.
Yeah, that was wild with him going. I think he just tried to go that side, but yeah, just went haywire from there.
Your reaction is not as wild tonight, Messick.
And look at Gunn's car now. He's actually lost all the front end of his car now, so...
Oh, jeez. I wonder if he had another crash again.
Oh, look at the cars getting airborne over that part of the circuit. And he's smoking it up to boot as well.
Yeah, I think Gunn needs to pit this lap this time around, because even before he pitted, he was losing time to Zach.
Yeah, he sure is. As Smithy's coming into him. And the bloody 9 that we saw lose a ton of time when he came through the end part of the lap. He's now coming back through the order as well, just behind Smithy.
This is a set of Gun 180 we don't see very often.
No, that's exactly right. He had a little bit of a hard time at Daytona as well. Even though he actually took victory, I can't say he had a hard time. He actually took victory of the race, but he's come off from a couple of big 12-hour shifts and did the sim race. And you could just tell in some of the silly mistakes that I witnessed when I was following him, when I was trying to take a position from him mid-race. And I thought that's not normal Gun style there. So, but unfortunately, John Wade had that race on the weekend, fellas, didn't he? At the Daytona 2.4 and the DPIs, and his wheel and keyboard and I think his computer shut down on him with about 15 or so minutes remaining. So that was a very upsetting thing for John Wade.
yeah, yeah, I mean, yes, we had a couple of retirements on the weekend.
Yeah, a couple of hardware issues. I think there was a couple of blank screens. We're not too sure if that was from maybe graphic cards or something going on. We're not too sure, but yeah, we had a couple of little uh, people retire, but it was a good race in all. So it's a bit of endurance style racing at the moment here in Australia. We had the 2.4 on the weekend, and we've got this 5-lapper. Not so much endurance, but still a good 40-minute run around this circuit.
Yeah.
There's a bit of bad going on between Gunn and the Bolly 9 now, as he's not really making progress himself.
Yeah, so Gunner's still got a little bit of space out on track there, but probably weighing up a few things here. Oh, he
Oh,
shortcuts
Jesus.
that over the circuit there, so gets away with it.
Yeah, you can tell he's struggling that front end a bit ever since his major crash, and this second crash seems to be a bit more obvious now.
Yeah, be interested to see if Smithy can get this move done sooner than later. He's coming up to now the big long Donahue Straight. As we said, about 2 kilometres long here. We'll see if the Ford's got a little bit more extra power, because Gunner will be suffering some top end speed, I reckon, with that damage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you can see that he's actually catching pretty quickly down the straight. But Steve, I don't think Dunn will defend this, and just make sure the car lands properly through there.
Nice
No
move.
jump.
Well
Nice
done.
move. Very well done to Smithy. So there's actually a big gap going on between Cuckoo and Christopher. Cuckoo hasn't really mounted a challenge ever since his little mistake on the
Yeah,
previous
no,
lap.
that's exactly right. His Gunner now has decided to come in the pits. Maybe what we were saying earlier, fellas, maybe 1 lap too long. One would probably think that maybe his earlier damage maybe resulted in that extra damage we've seen on that car. So he's probably gone on hit the wall somewhere else as well on that previous lap.
Yeah, 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 yes, but something I would honestly like to see, I mean, in a lot more sim wedding games. But if you guys have ever played the F1 series, if your car gets too badly damaged, the game will actually force you to retire.
Yeah, right. Okay, no, I haven't played the Formula 1 games for quite a while, but that's a little feature there, I guess. If you've got too much of a meatball flag happening your way and your car's deemed not safe, I guess that's an option.
Yeah,
As I think we got
yeah,
another retirement there, fellas. We're now down to 14 from, I think we started with 18, 17 or 18. It's almost like a rally stage here, isn't it, Magic? The distance that they're going around here.
yeah,
Make this track dirt, it'd be pretty exciting.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Just
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, Nordschleife actually does have a really close track, a, a part of the circuit, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sure is. And T-Bone was just saying he thinks 19 actually started. So, yeah, we've had a couple dropouts. So 5 dropped out so far. But here comes Gunner on his charge. We've got some damaged cars out there. But Gunner's obviously got the repairs done as best they can.
Yeah, it looked like he just done the aero job fix, so I think might be a little bit mechanical damage potentially.
He's putting a lot of pressure on Mark 860 that we saw earlier on the side of his car. Got tangled up with, I forget who it was.
Oh
I think
no! Oh no! No!
Oh
No! 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 No!
no,
No!
no,
Just,
oh no.
probably pushing too hard, I guess. Guys driving a bit angry at the same time. Maybe not angry, maybe just driving frustrated, you may say. For Gun 180, so he's dropped now a couple more. But here's the bloody 9. The other guy they were saying that put Mark 860 on the side of his car was the Rangy Rover, which retired with too much damage. Couldn't get back to the pits. Oh, sideways in the air from Smithy. How did he hold on to that?
I don't know. He did it, but it's, oh geez, no! Oh geez.
Jeez.
That's,
Jesus.
you could just these cars do not handle like what we're used to in most modern cars. Once they start going, they're gone. So they're bouncing all around the shop there.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Smithy.
It started when he was sideways through the air. I think he must have had opposite lock holding onto and probably tank slappers down the little straight. And probably got the better of him.
Yeah, just got to refocus and just bring the car home.
Yeah, so he's got another lap and a half to go. So he's got to get through this lap and then the next. So there's still some time to go just to see what may happen. But Esky, man, Esky's just gone out wide. We just caught it then, but no harm done. Obviously pushing that little bit extra. He's done a 130, I mean a 736.
Oh, geez, he's going wide again. I was about to say.
Yeah, so he's trying to push in this lap here, maybe.
I don't know if maybe it's just the tyres just burrowing out a bit and he's just struggling a little bit for the front end. Yeah, he's taking it a little bit easier. But it's not losing too much of time in comparison to Chris.
Well, he's only half a second down his fastest lap time at this stage, so he's definitely was been pushing, but as you said, he may have just backed off with those few little moments. It probably got his heart going. I know it would get my heart going when you get out on the grass around here.
Absolutely. Just the main thing, just refocus and make sure you're just not overdoing it.
Yeah, these barriers aren't kind to you around here. You can get away with maybe a little brush, but when we see him come in at different angles, we've seen the damage that it's caused right through this field tonight. But Stu's up in 8th position, and he's got a clean car just like Esky Man, so we don't want the commentators curse on Stu, but I tell you what, he's had a very calculated race and picking up the pieces with all the other guys falling by the wayside.
Yeah, no, he done pretty good to stay out of trouble and keep it clean. And
Yeah.
just doing his own pace, really.
Like after the weekend, Sue had he must be pretty happy with the way his race is going at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Another driver that fell by the wayside at that Daytona race with a, I think it was another blank screen or had lost control of his wheel or something like that. So, yeah, a few things happened there. But obviously they're all saying that go the Kiwis after today's great victory in the cricket. So anyone following the cricket, hopefully I haven't destroyed your maybe wanting to watch a replay. But the Kiwis are on cloud 9 at this moment. Another Kiwi driving around here in the Datsun of Cuckoo.
As we are going to the last lap. Pretty similar time actually between Eski and Christopher the last 2 laps, I don't know.
Yeah, they've been pretty consistent, haven't they?
Well, after the lap 2, Eski smashed into the 35, but just keeping the 36. And Chris is trying to keep up with his time. And but it seems that Chris is getting a little bit of time these first couple corners, because now he's up to 5.4 seconds now.
Yeah, so maybe he's going to have the go this push lap here for Christopher, but he's in a good position, as we said, a rotten first round, so he's really enjoying this out in here for round 2 at the Nordschleife.
Speaking of the Kiwis being on cloud, then Scott McLaughlin scored a podium at the opening round of the IndyCar campaign.
Yeah, St. Pete's, he loves that circuit as well. He came to blows, didn't he, last year? I think it was with Romain Grosjean. I think you mentioned that earlier, where Romain had that massive big fireball accident in Formula One a couple of years back. Where was that, Bahrain or somewhere?
Yeah, it's Bahrain, just after turn, or pretty much turn 2 to 3.
So it looks like Zaki 3 is visiting the pits again. So this is the second time in for that man. Oh, what have we got going on here? We got a big battle, or maybe it's actually Gun 180. It's passing Stu. So I tell you what, that's a second-hand Nissan going cheap after this race.
Something happened to Cuckoo, because now he's only 4 seconds within Zach now.
Yeah, not too sure if there's anything to do with any fuel or anything. Yeah, you are right. He's dropped a ton of time. 7-minute 41 lap, that previous lap. Only a couple of seconds slower than Zaki, but obviously Zaki's caught up a lot more. So it's happened this last lap, I think, Magic. Something's happened.
Dude. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, because he's not exactly. You see, he's struggling a lot. Oh, Jesus. One of his tyres just gave up now.
I think so. Look, he's on the power and he's fishtailing it down that part of the straight, Magic. So I think he could be, he might have caught it here. So we'll keep an eye on this BMW of Zach 18.
Yeah, because now it's just 2 seconds now. So I think Cuckoo's tyres are screaming for. Oh, Jesus, Zach just went a little bit deep there. I think he's getting a bit excited now since Cuckoo's right front of him now.
Yeah, and Zach 18 finished 3rd in the GT Classics, but geez, he's got to find himself back on the circuit there. He's probably looking at the Delta time and thinking he's got a chance here, and he's got to concentrate though, doesn't he? He's got to get his head back into the game here.
Yeah, I think what Zach's got to do as well, because Beamon's not exactly quick on the straight. I think he's just got to try to somehow find a way past Cuckoo before the long straight, really.
Look at that turbo kick in here on this BMW. It is just crazy.
It's insane. And he's set the personal best as well, 2 seconds quicker as well.
I don't know about you, Mitch, but this is the car that I think Magic wanted to be in the BMW. And it's looking fairly good here for maybe a podium.
And Google just locked up, so yeah. Zach 18 is looking good for a podium.
Yeah, as he said, he started the 2024 on fire, Zach 18. Had a great run in those GT Classics for the Power and Glory series. And continuing on here in this Group 5.
Yeah, he was 5 on GT Classic. Pretty, definitely big surprises during that phase, and now he's pulling himself once again for a podium fight with Cuckoo. Because Cuckoo's really struggling with traction pretty badly. You see a lot of wheel spin going on through there.
might get people a bit sick this that view there. I think on the bumper on the nose of that BMW. We'll stay away from that.
Yeah.
And Gunn actually made through. He's up to 7th now. So he's making a little bit of comeback with Gunn.
Yeah, so it looks like he's gonna, well, left's what, probably, if that timing's right, he's probably about 29 seconds away from left in 6th position. But he may have just jumped up that position. I think we've just lost another driver, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I think we did, because it was 14 before. Yeah, Zach is really trying. If he's actually going to try to overtake him before the.
Yeah, yeah. Stag 18 is really trying to get past Cuckoo here.
Yeah, he hasn't got much long before they get in on the Donington Straight, but there's still a bit here. This part is very fast,
Oh,
though.
jeez, Coo went way wide there.
Yeah, just struggling for grip as we're thinking, but the BMW nice and nimble.
Yeah, I think Coo's just trying to drive a little bit defensively.
Oh, you couldn't get closer to that wall then for Zach. It looks like he's had a visit side swipe in the walls by the look of the side of his car there too, fellas. Oh, and Cuckoo,
no!
He's gone. He's hit the wall, so that's given Zach 18 that 3rd position. I don't think he's going to have to worry about the Donington Straight here, Mitch. I think Zach 18s will be fine now because Cuckoo is just dropping behind.
Yeah, he's struggling really badly.
But this man here has not been challenged for the lead of this race from the start. He got Gunner napping, and if it wasn't for Christopher's great jump, I'd say that he would have cleared out a lot quicker. And what a sensational victory that was from Esky Man.
Yeah, what a superb drive again. No mistake. Kept it clean, had a good start. And another superb drive from Chris.
Yeah, showing where his talent is, Christopher. He's done a great job. Tamed that Porsche. No one else is in the Porsche up in the top 6 here, I don't think. So that's a good result. But also an awesome job by Zach 18. We saw an aggressive move he put on Mark 860 on that opening lap as well. So he came out here for a podium result, and that's what he got. So well done to the Zach 18.
Yeah, mega drive from him. I think personally, if it was driver of the day, I would give it to Zach, to be honest. To start from pretty much outside the top 10 and to make it 30 is pretty superb drive from him.
Run to the flag. We got the bloody 9 just in front of left, who is in a Porsche too. So he came home in the position 6. So we had 2 Porsches in the top 6. So that was a good result for Porsche. And this battered up Nissan. You're going to throw out a figure, Mitch, how much you'll pay for that thing?
I reckon not much after this race.
If you saw it on the side of the road at Bathurst, you probably wouldn't want to pay much more than $1,000 there for it. But that is a race car, I guess. So maybe a bit more than 1,000. But yeah,
look, I'll try for my Volvo for her, all right?
There we go. And Stu up in that top 10 as well. So good job for him. So that's another Porsche coming over the line. So the Porsche, the German make, has done really well here at the Nordschleife on their home track.
Yeah, very good drive from Stewie. Max taking 9th place, which I think he qualified the top 10, so I think he'd be pleased with that.
Oh, definitely. Mark 860 probably had the pace there, but if he didn't get caught up with Rangy there, might have seen him up the order a little bit more, I reckon, to be fair.
No, I agree with that. I think he should be a bit further up, to be honest.
Zaki 3, I think he ended up having 2 pit stops, so another one driver. We'd like to know what happened there, why he visited the pit so many times as Baron B.
Yeah,
Still
it's very unusual. There wasn't a very long pit stop though, Woody. It seemed like, I don't know, maybe a fuel issue or something else.
Yeah, it may just have been that. We'll just go and see if some of these guys are doing any little fun little donuts. I don't think much is going on here. We got someone coming through here at the moment. As it looks like a used car sales lot there. And Baron B's just didn't get into the top 10, but again, he's driven within his own limits by the looks of that, without a mark on that Porsche. So we'd almost put that straight back in the showroom.
Exactly, or they wanted to put in the auction and make a bit of money after this race.
And he's really going slow this time around, 23 seconds off his fastest lap, so maybe he's just taking in the views. If we were going around, here we go, taking on the views here in a Porsche. You can drive this circuit, well, obviously the modern day circuit, if you're lucky enough to be over there on one of the open days. It's a classic. We've seen some of the YouTube videos of the cars driving around here, losing it into the barriers. It's a very costly exercise for some.
Yeah, especially driving the high-end cars. You don't want to do that.
Haven't Rise done a very exactly? Haven't they done a really good job with the era-specific also tents and the cars? There's some old looking trucks that you see around the circuit, the old fire trucks. Obviously the old signage, we always see that near the signage, but look at even the old caravans. They've done a really good job.
Yeah, the empty side as well. Very, very. Yeah, I'm very impressed with the design.
I think Baron B's having his cup of tea, waving to everyone here.
I think he is.
Not too sure if that's the fuel light that I can see there as well on the left-hand side. So maybe he's low on fuel as well. So just taking it easy.
Yeah, I can't tell that's fuel or not on the left. Or is it on the... Yeah, maybe you're right, it might be fuel.
Maybe on, maybe not be on, but anyway, he's getting to the end here. The final part of this circuit. And well done to Baron B, getting to the end here in 11th position in the Porsche as well. And we've got the Unicorn coming on through as well in the Austin Powers livery almost. Oh, into the wall on the last lap. You can't get more English colours than that, can you?
No, you can't.
And then we've got Johnny Walker coming on through for his final few corners to complete this race. So we had 19 starters, 13 finishes. The attrition rate was pretty high. But Gravel Trap Legends, we had Esky Man taking the victory here tonight. So that'll do his championship a ton of good. He'll be cleared out in front there. So looks like McFly saying, yeah, he might need a drink after that one. I think he may, Jay Walker. But Esky Man, Christopher and Zach 18 will celebrate on the podium. That was a great result by those guys. Cuckoo in 4th, the Bloody 9. Sensational job in 5th, left in 6th position. Gun 180 all the way from 3rd position, challenging for 2nd. He dropped down to below the 10 and he fought his way back up into 7th. So a drive that he'd probably like to forget about, fellas, I reckon. But still a good job in the end to get home in 7th, I'd say. And then we had Stu in 8th, Mark in 9th, Zach 3 in 10th, Baron B, as we said, in 11th, then the Unicorn. Mika the Kid, I think he had a drive-through. I think he came into the pits too fast, so maybe he got a pit penalty, but I don't think the pit penalty was on, so I don't know what happened there with Mika. And then Kiz retired as well, so...
Oh, so that's... Okay, we
didn't see what happened with Kiz there.
Oh, he didn't have a moment, did he, Kiz?
Yeah, not too sure, but anyway, obviously he didn't get there to the end, so he said there 4 laps ago that he retired. So anyway, it's the driver of the day, we reckon, guys, is this man here, Zach 18. So good job for him.
Yeah, really well done to Zach.
And I
Just far
think from,
through.
oh yeah, go on.
I was just saying, just fly through the field at the start and picked it away one at a time, and then picked Tukuku right into the race. So really well done to him.
Yeah, Mitch, do you agree with the driver day of Zach 18, or have you got something
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, 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 I reckon driver of the day definitely goes to Seg 18.
Yeah, nice one. So there we go, guys. So that wraps things up for tonight. Thanks for watching here for Gravel Trap Legends for round 2 of the Group 5 Championship. We've got one more race to go, and that's at Spa, historic version as well. Actually, not historic. I think it's one. Oh, it is historic without the chicane. I think it is. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's next Monday. Make sure you tune in to ANZ CRL for round 1 of our 2002 Formula 1 Championship this Sunday night. You have Mitch on the lead comms for that on Sunday night, so it'll be good to have Mitch
Yeah.
on the commentary for you all this Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Beautiful. So that wraps things up, guys. So thanks again, Magic. Well done also on your victory over the weekend in the GT3 class at the Daytona 2.4.
All right, thank you again, and thank you having me on the commentary box as well. It's been a pleasure to watch these guys go nuts around this track.
Awesome. It was wild. Until next time, guys.